Thanks for listening to Cool Meanderings with Dr. Germ G. Welcome back to Cool Meanderings with Dr. Germ G. It's me, your host, Dr. Germ G, aspiring writer, educator, lover of comics and sports, resident Knicks fan in Virginia. Hey, listen, we're only about two wins away from the first NBA championship since 1973. But that's not why I'm on today. I almost got on to talk about the Knicks' amazing first two games of the NBA Finals, but that's not what's got me on this morning. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm taken aback by the college situation, and I can go in any number of directions. But I just wanted to focus in on one big issue, bigger than I thought it was. Honestly, I should know this, but the cost of going to college, in my estimation, is out of control. It is beyond what I thought it was. So, and of all places, I stumbled on an article from Business Insider. You know, Business Insider, they basically re-report on things that are produced by different organizations like the Brookings Institution or U.S. News and World Report or the College Board. So today I'm looking at an article from Business Insider focused primarily on data from the College Board. And specifically, they looked at the overall cost of attendance for the upcoming school year, 2026-27, by looking at the data from the previous year, right? So this current school year that just ended, 25-26. Apparently, the average cost for tuition to attend a private nonprofit four-year institution was $45,000. Okay, $45,000 was the average cost of all four-year nonprofit institutions. $45,000. Now for in-state, it was $12,000. Okay, this is the average cost. So, all right, now when you throw in room and board, it's like $65,000 is the average cost. $65,000 is roughly the average, was the average cost for the current school year, 2025, 2026. That means that the next school year is going up even more because they just go up every year. It's just standard practice. You've got to raise the tuition, raise the fees. It's crazy. Now, here's where it gets interesting, okay? So, all right. So I'm looking at the data here. And again, this is the average. Business Insider puts together a list of colleges that are the most expensive, all right, where the average cost is much higher than $65,000, meaning that, you know, the average total cost for the tuition, the fees, your housing, your food, because at a lot of schools, especially these four-year nonprofits, you're going to have to stay on campus that first year. So Business Insider took that data from College Board and U.S. News and World Report and also the College Investor to put together a list of the most expensive heading into next year. Now, they did note that Columbia University wasn't included because they didn't release their data. But we can easily look up Columbia University. I mean, you know, and they apparently, based on the list, based on the cost that they've released publicly, Columbia is not among the 30 most expensive. You only have to pay, get this, you only have to pay a total of $91,145 for tuition and living expenses to go to Columbia for the next school year. And that's considered cheap. All right. So what are the most expensive? Look, I'm not telling, I will preface this by saying, I'm not telling you how to spend your money or where you should go to school, not go to school. That's that every individual, every family makes that choice for themselves. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing here. Okay. So Number 30 is Hamilton College, located in Clinton, New York. Tuition and fees, $75,960. Room and board is basically $20,000. It's $19,290. So you're looking at $95,000 for total cost to attend a private liberal arts college in a small town called Clinton, New York. Okay, and that is not the most expensive. No. Colby College. You want to go up to Maine, Waterville, Maine, Colby College, a little closer to $96,000 total cost. Tuition and fees, almost $76,000. Okay. Boston University. You want to go to an urban metro area? Boston University. Yeah. I think it's not too much more expensive. Yeah, roughly same cost, $95,000, $96,000 a year. And it's Boston. Okay. But still, wow. Bowdoin College is number 27 in Maine. $96,000. Pomona College. Wow. Pomona College. You have to pay. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Pepperdine College, you're paying $96,000. Number 24, Swarthmore. Also $95,000 a year. Dartmouth College is going to cost you over almost $96,000 a year. That's Dartmouth. And where is Dartmouth? Hanover, New Hampshire. So you've got Williams College on the list, Northwestern, outside of Chicago. Almost $96,000. Okay, so that seems to be the sweet spot for a lot of these schools, roughly $95,000, $96,000. Let's go up to let's go to $97,000. Can we get up to $97,000? Let's see. We have number 19, Cornell. Well, Cornell doesn't quite make the $97,000 threshold. So you can go to Cornell University under $97,000 just for $96,300. Now, some people will say, "Oh, well, you're not paying the full price." Well, listen, it depends. Okay, yeah, you might get a financial aid package. I don't know. Maybe everyone's getting a financial aid package. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Thankfully, I am not a college admissions expert. I've taught at a university. I have a PhD. I taught at a university and I worked at a university while getting my PhD. Yeah, I advised students that were already enrolled, admitted, and I've worked at private universities. So I've heard the spiel about, how there's a lot of tuition discounting, how that works. I don't know. But I heard it then, and I'm sure they say it now. And quite frankly, you can't discount tuition forever. You can't. And especially if we're in a time where research dollars that were typically there, that were reliably there, not there due to politics, there's a question as to, where all the money's coming from and how long that money's going to last. But hey, I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing. I'm not a college admissions expert. I'm not a college financial aid expert. I'm not. I'm just an aspiring writer who has a PhD, who taught, who loves this stuff. I just love to consume this stuff. But hey, listen, you do what you want, man. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just sharing what I'm reading. Okay? All right. So Cornell, not too expensive, only about $96,000. Amherst College in Amherst, Massachusetts, not so bad. Only $96,300. That's not so bad. Haverford, where is that? Haverford College in Haverford, PA. Only $96,000. It's beautiful. The pictures look beautiful. There's Boston College. Boston College in Newtown, Massachusetts. Jesuit school. Go Boston College. Only $96,000. Nice. Connecticut, you can stay in Hartford. Go to Trinity College. $96,000. Hey, how about Duke? I hear about Duke all the time. I follow business news. Go to Duke University. Well, just a little over 97,000. Tuition is about 74,000. Let me be exact. Tuition is listed as $73,740. Room and board, fees, room and board come in at about $22,857. All right, I don't want to mess around. It's Duke University. Colgate is looking closer to 97. It's still roughly 96. It's not so bad. It's only 96,000, guys. Not that bad. Same for Vanderbilt. And you're in Nashville. Now, here's one that's close to my heart. Georgetown University, Washington, D.C. Tuition and fees listed at $74,732. Room and board is only $22,180 if you want to live on campus. You don't have to live on campus, but if you do, it's only $22,180 for a grand total of $96,912. Not that bad. That's not bad, man. That's not bad. Not bad. Vassar College, it's only $97,000. You can swing it, right? Look at this. Washington University, St. Louis. It's only a little under 97,000. Look at that campus. Don't you want to go study in St. Louis? It's beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Brown University. Oh, now we're talking. Ivy League. We're in the Ivy League territory now. Now, Brown University, you can get there for just under 97,000. I mean, like really close to 97,000. So it's a little bit of a steal. And if you don't want to go to Brown, there's Tufts. That's a little bit less than 97,000, a little cheaper than Brown. Tufts is a good one. If you want your top tier liberal arts college, you've got Wesleyan. It's going to cost you over 97,000 though, but that's okay because it's in Middletown, Connecticut. Okay. Barnard. Now we're talking. Barnard College, the elite Barnard College of Columbia University. 96,000. Claremont McKenna College. You know, I've seen the name of the school for so long. I know very little about it, but somehow people are paying 98,000 a year to go there. Hey man, I'm not knocking it. I just don't know much about Claremont McKenna College, but apparently they can command 75,000 for tuition and fees and another 23 for room and board. Okay. All right. Hey man. USC, big time USC, University of Southern California, football college. Well, they're known for more than football, but you know. Anyway, it's 99,000. That'll be 99,000. University of Chicago. Who doesn't want to study in Chicago? You can go to the University of Chicago for 100,000. And according to the Business Insiders, the most expensive college for the next school year is Harvey Mudd College. Of course. You can go to Harvey Mudd for almost $101,000. Now, where are some of these other schools that we assume would be on the list? Like, where's Harvard? Huh? Where's Harvard? Well, apparently, oh, by the way, I should note that these numbers don't include other incidental costs that you'll probably have as a college student, which you probably could tack on another 1,000 or 2,000. So for instance, USC, if it's listed roughly 101, make that 103,000. But hey, listen, I'm just sharing the numbers here. Now, Harvard didn't make it because Harvard is only $86,926 to attend for the year. So they're only charging a little under $60,000 for their tuition, and room and board comes in at around $22,100 and change. So it's not that's a little cheap, you know. That's in comparison, right? It's not so bad. If you want to go to Yale, now Yale is a little closer to the most expensive. It's going to run you about $95,000. So they came in just under the most expensive. Princeton's going to run you, the same, roughly about 94,000. So Princeton and Yale they just missed the cut of being the most expensive. Now, what about your private universities? I mean, your public universities. Like, I'm in the state of Virginia, right? So you have the University of Virginia, which is probably more difficult to get into than some of the schools I just mentioned. Now, if you live in Virginia, you only get to pay $61,000. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. $42,000. Yeah. If you're in state, you pay a total of $42,000 for room and board with tuition. Now, you double that if you're from out of state. So it's $82,000 or a little less than double. It's $82,000 if you're out of state. And it's about $42,000 if you're in state. This is the public university, the University of Virginia, which is probably one of the more difficult to get into. All right. So this is just to give you an idea of of the cost, okay? And I have to say, man, even for the University of Virginia, I'm like, wow, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. I mean, hold on. Yeah, I've got a couple of kids here. You know, I got one that's going to be a senior, and I've got one that's a little younger. But I'm thinking, man, how much is it going to cost when that little one gets to be of age? Now let's look at Virginia Commonwealth University. Now, here's what they're saying. They're saying that if you're a Virginia resident, tuition, room and board is going to run you $32,368. That's what students paid. Families paid that were in state. So if my kid goes to VCU in Richmond, stays on campus, we could expect to dole out 32, 33. Now, if you're from out of state, it's going to be not double, but more like 55,500. Okay. So I'm just giving you examples of the cost, okay? For undergrads. Look, I don't know how it got this expensive. I can't knock people questioning the return on investment. I can't. I mean, it's just, I get it. The cost of things have gone up. The cost of living means that prices have to be raised, but wow. I mean, even for people that are going to public universities, I mean, honestly, for people that say, hey, man, I'm just going to go to my community college, maybe for a year and then transfer those credits. Good for you, man. Good for you. I listen, or I'm going to go try and get one of these fast track degrees. Good for you. I can't knock you. I'm not saying that the college experience isn't worth it. Sure. I mean, the experience of being away from home and being on campus with presumably like-minded people, because nowadays it may not be the case, or presumably with people that, or I would say presumably in an environment where people can express themselves. Because even that is a question, right? Can you go to a college campus and be free to express yourself without potentially triggering someone or having an issue with any kind of constituency, whether they're conservative or Republican or whatever? Conservative or liberal or right. All these people are, that let's just say that in addition to that cost, that financial cost, there's a lot of restrictions, in my opinion. Things seem to be a little bit restrictive on these college campuses. So we're going to ask you to dole out so many thousands. And when you get to campus, you're going to conduct yourself in a way where you don't get the privilege of just speaking your mind. You're going to speak in a code that we find acceptable, or else. Or else what? Or else you'll be excommunicated, either on campus or after you graduate. That's right. We'll cancel you and make sure that when you get out there, you're not going to be able to use that degree that you wasted your money on. Well, hey, listen. Hey, you know what? Here's what I would say. I would say that for people going to college today, you need to consider not only the literal financial cost, but all these added costs, the social cost, the long-term cost, All right. You need to think about all that. Again, now people will tell you, especially at these college campuses, and people that are researching higher ed, specifically people that have a stake in making sure that that students keep coming and the lights stay on and things keep functioning. They'll tell you that most students aren't paying that tuition. I don't know that to be true. All I know is what I'm seeing. I know that this is the total cost. Hey, you know what? And maybe you that are listening, maybe you know that most students aren't paying that cost. Maybe you yourself have sent 1 or 2 kids to college and they didn't pay the total cost because of loans or because of scholarships and grants and that we don't know about. I mean, maybe all of these colleges, they just automatically discount everyone 30%. I don't know. All I can tell you is I'm looking at the cost and my eyes are about to pop out of my head. And I'm just trying to figure out wow, how are people paying for this? And then what are they doing once they graduate that justifies the cost? And maybe for some people, they're not thinking about ROI. They're just thinking about the experience, and that's okay. But for those that are, I think these are legitimate questions. Well, I just want to point these things out. Just my little 2 cents. Again, I am not a college financial aid expert. I'm not a college admissions expert. I have a PhD in education. I focused on higher ed, but I focused on a real small niche. But I worked in universities for over 10 years. So, and obviously I studied, so, I got I have my own insights and observations. Met my wife in grad school. But, I took out student loans. Still paying them, man. I'm still paying them loans. But, yeah. And look, and I'm one of the lucky ones. I got a chance to use my degrees for different gigs, within and outside of the university. But I want to emphasize, now my mother would say, no, you were blessed. Yeah, I agree with that, but I think it's okay to say lucky too. The point is, it's not the norm. It's not the norm. The norm seems to be that people are struggling to figure out ways to make their degrees work. And when you look at the cost, look, you can't knock people for wondering and questioning. Well, anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I'm being summoned. One of my little ones is creeping up on me, so I think I'm going to end it here. Hey, if you know anything about this stuff, feel free to drop me a line at drjermg@coolmeanderings.com. You can also go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Germ G. You can find me on Instagram, drjerm. Hey, let me know what you think. We're on Spotify, on Amazon Music, Apple Music. We're all over the place. So, hope you listen. Drop you a note. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And do your research. All right. And go Knicks. Until next time. I'm out. This is the Cool Meanderings podcast with Dr. Germ G.